Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Madden Fantasy Football series or franchise or whatever the fuck you might want to call it. Um, Today we're going to be taking a look at the Chargers and Dolphins. This should be a really good high-scoring game if I had to imagine. You have both teams with just insanely high-powered offenses, whether it comes to the run game, pass game, you name it. They both aren't necessarily horrible on defense, but that's definitely the weaker half of their team, to say the least. You do have the Dolphins missing a significant amount of players here. They're going to be missing all-pro corner Jalen Ramsey. He's like a 97 overall in Madden. You're also going to be having them miss number 2 running back Devonic Chain, the rookie. He didn't end up playing until later in the season. On top of that, they missed the guy that would have been replacing him, Jeff Wilson. So you might see a few runs from a guy named Savon Ahmed. I know that's a weird-ass name, but he's the guy who replaces them pretty much. They're also missing all-pro left tackle Teron Armstead in this game. And on top of that, they're also missing wide receiver 3 Cedric Wilson in this specific game. So the Dolphins are going to be out quite a few players. The Chargers actually were pretty much full strength when it came to health. A few backups were out, but nothing really too crazy to mention, though. In terms of the fantasy impact, getting into things, this is going to be a really big game for Toxic, Booty Basher, and Pussy determining their respective matchups. So far, all the matchups are still pretty close. There's only one that's really starting to take shape, and that's Big Yawners against Mr. Steeler Girl. At this point, Big Yawners needs an absolute miracle to have any chance in the game. I'd say it's pretty much unrealistic for him to even win this game at this point. He's down to 1 player. Mr. Steeler Girl has 3, and Mr. Steeler Girl's just winning by so much at this point. It's just not realistic. You guys will see the scores of all that later on, though. But the reason this is a big game for Booty Basher, Toxic, and Pussy is you have some really big names and a lot of players being named off here. And we'll just go through by position, and you guys can kind of sort out why. For quarterbacks, you have Justin Herbert owned by Toxic and Tua Tagovailoa owned by Booty Basher. So right off the bat, you have 2 quarterbacks going head-to-head in this fantasy matchup. In terms of the running backs, you have Raheem Mostert of Rictatorship being owned, and you have Austin Eckler of J-Bay being owned. In terms of the receivers, here's where Pussy gets involved with things, same with Toxic a little bit. You have Tyreek Hill and Keenan Allen of Pussy. That's going to be a dynamic duo throughout the season, I have a feeling. Mike Williams is owned by Toxic, and then you also have Jalen Waddle of J-Bay as well. In terms of, there was nobody who had the defense or any tight ends or anything like that. Pussy had kicker Jason Sanders. You had DBs, you had Derwin James, the all-pro safety owned by Pussy. In terms of D-line, we only had 1. Christian Wilkins was owned by Karen's husband, who's still surprisingly only at 34 points. Everybody else is getting at least into the hundreds by now. Karen's husband has had not many players play, but the ones that have played very poorly, and Karen's husband's score is just extremely low right now because of it. In terms of the linebackers, you have Toxic Zenpai owning both middle linebackers of the Dolphins, being David Long and Jerome Baker. You have Eric Hendricks of the Chargers being owned by Rictatorship. And that's about it. There's a lot of players to be had here. Without further ado, I'll quit wasting your guys' time and we can get right on into it. The final score of this game was an absolute shootout game. I think the final score was like 36-34 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken, off the top of my head. It was a very, very good game here, to say the absolute least. And overall, this, like I said, I think this is going to be a very good game. But knowing Madden, usually what Madden likes to do is they like to put games that should be high score, and they like to make it to where those games are really low score for some reason. Don't ask me why Madden does that. They just do it a lot. And then they'll put teams like the fucking Bears against the, I don't know, let's say the Bears against the fucking Falcons, and they'll make the final score of that like 45-43 for some reason. But we'll see. In theory, this should be a high-scoring game, but let's see how accurate Madden actually remains. It's going to be the Chargers kicking off to the Dolphins to kick this game off. Let's see what ends up happening in this game. Returning is not going to be Tyreek Hill. It's going to be Braxton Berrios. The Dolphins actually chose not to use Tyreek Hill as their kick returner this season. And that's going to be Derwin James already getting a tackle for Pussy. If not a tackle, at least a tackle assist. So that's a very good start for Pussy. Let's see what Booty Basher's Tua Tagovailoa can do. Remember, Tua Tagovailoa of Booty Basher is going to be starting here. You got Raheem Mostert of Rictatorship, Tyreek Hill of Pussy, Jalen Waddle of J-Bay. On the defensive side of things, you have Derwin James of Pussy and Eric Kendricks of Dictatorship. First play is going to be a handoff to Raheem Mostert to the middle. He's going to cut towards the left side. He's now going to cut further into the middle. He's going to get a huge gain right here for Dictatorship from his own 17 to the 39-yard line after a pickup of 22. That's a pretty good sign for Dictatorship right there. Brought down by J.C. Jackson, the former Pro Bowl corner, who really fell off in the NFL. He was doing great until these past, I want to say, about 2 years, and then he really fell off. 2nd and 10. This is another handoff to Raheem Mostert. This one to the right. He's going to be brought down by Eric Kendricks and one more Charger after a pickup of 3. So that's going to be overall another nice pickup for Dictatorship there, getting about a tackle solo and a few yards as well on top of it. So far, Dictatorship and Pussy are having a pretty solid start to this game. 2nd and 7. This is going to be a play action. He's going to look for a pass. He's going to get pressured and almost sacked by Khalil Mack, but that's going to be picked off by Joey Bosa. He might take this all the way to the end zone for a pick 6. I believe this is going to be our first pick 6 of the series. I could be mistaken. And that's going to be Joey Bosa, the all-pro outside linebacker. Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, the insanely good pass rushing duo, making havoc go already, and that's going to be a touchdown for these Chargers. On to attempt the extra point is Cameron Dicker. And the extra point's going to be up and good. 7-0 is the score. I could be mistaken, but I think throwing a pick 6 might actually lose you more points than a regular interception. Of course, I'll figure that out as the game goes on, or later on at the ending of the video when I give you the pop-up edits of the scores and all that stuff. But at least in some of my leagues, there's actually a score where if a quarterback throws a pick 6, they lose more than just the normal 1 point. Now the Chargers are kicking off again after a pick 6 right off the bat. This isn't quite what I had in mind when I thought of high scoring. I thought more high scoring offenses, but let's see what the Dolphins can do to respond. Yet again, Braxton Berrios is going to get out to about the 25-yard line. A solid return. Could have been better, could have been worse. Definitely not the worst one we've seen in this series, and for most of these returns we've seen, I'd say that's pretty good. 1st and 10 at 3rd and 25. Tyreek Hill's lined up in man coverage on the left side. It looks like they're going to be dropping back a safety to potentially go on him on zone, but it looks like they're going to go for a run to the right. Raheem Mostert's going to dance around, make a few moves. He's going to get a first down and quite a few more. So about a pickup of 12 there for Dictatorship, brought down by a mix of Chargers. I think that was Alani Gilman making the tackle at the end of the play. And Dictatorship is continuing his pretty solid game over here against Karen's husband. So far, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle have yet to receive any passes so far. Tua and all the receiving corps is really struggling so far. Speak of the devil, this is going to be a pass to the right. This is going to be intended for Derwin Smythe, the tight end, but that's going to be incomplete. Derwin James there to make the breakup. Maybe Pussy gets credited not a tackle for loss, a pass deflect. Madden's weird like that. Sometimes they just don't count it. Either way we go with the stats at the end of the game, because it's kind of hard to say in situations like that if they should get counted or not. Tua's looking for another pass here. He's looking to the left. This is going to be a decently thrown pass to the left, and that's going to be incomplete, intended for Braxton Berrios. It's going to be 3rd and 10. Booty Basher's player really can't get anything going, but then again, neither can Toxic's because his guys really aren't getting a chance to go out there on offense either. 3rd and 10 from their own 37-yard line, looking for the 3rd pass in a row. He's looking down the middle. Looks like he's going to throw this one to the left now. That one's going to be caught by Tyreek Hill of Pussy. Going to be brought down by, I think that might be Drew Tranquil on the tackle. No, it's actually, I think it's like Daenerys Davis or something like that. But either way, that's going to be a pickup of 10 for Pussy's Tyreek Hill, and this is going to be 4th and inches. Let's see what the Dolphins decide to do. They're going to punt, it looks like. So let's see if they end up trying any trickery here or if they're just going to go with the punt. It looks like they're going to go with the punt. It's going to go from the 36-yard line out to the Chargers, about 18-yard line. Oh, no, not 18. I guess the Madden marker was a little bit off. But it's actually going to land at the 25-yard line on what otherwise is a very poor punt. Now let's see what the Chargers offense can do. Their defense has actually stepped up to the plate very well so far. Here's Justin Herbert of Toxic Zenpai. You have Austin Eckler of J-Bay, Keenan Allen of Pussy, Mike Williams of Toxic Zenpai, Christian Wilkins of Karen's husband, David Long, and Jerome Baker of Toxic Zenpai. And I think that's about it in terms of the offense and defensive matchup here. First play is going to be a pickup of 4 for Austin Eckler, brought down by Jerome Baker of Toxic Zenpai. So that's some help for J-Bay and Toxic right there. 2nd and 6. You got Justin Herbert lined up in the shotgun. He's going to be looking for a pass here. He's looking to the right. He's looking for Austin Eckler. He hooks up with Austin Eckler. He's going to run forward for a nice pickup. He's going to get to about the 40-yard line, maybe fight for an extra yard. Not quite going to get the extra yard, but it's still a nice pickup of 11 for J-Bay. And that's a fresh set of downs for these Chargers. I was actually interested to learn that in this Madden, Austin Eckler actually has an X Factor. In the Madden 23, he actually did not have an X Factor. He just had Superstar. That's the ability, in case you guys don't know. This is going to be another handoff to Austin Eckler. This time to the right. He's going to get brought down by a mix of Dolphins after a pickup of 3. I think that might have been Javon Holland there for the tackle. He'll become a much bigger player as the season goes on, but for week 1, nobody ended up starting him. 2nd and 7 from their own 44-yard line. You got the Chargers, Justin Herbert looking for a pass. This one's down the middle to Gerald Everett, the tight end. He's going to fight forward and pick up the first down. Looks like he was brought down by Jerome Baker of Toxic Zenpai. So overall, pretty good play for Toxic, getting 8 passing yards from Justin Herbert and the tackle solo from Jerome Baker. See what the Chargers end up doing here. They got the I formation. It looks like they're going to be looking for a pass. Justin Herbert's now throwing this one to the right, intending that one for Mike Williams. He's going to hit Mike Williams there for a very nice pickup. That's a very nice play for Toxic Zenpai again, getting about at least 15 yards. I want to say 14 yards on the play for both his receiver and quarterback on the duo. 1st and 10 at the Dolphins' 34-yard line. Now the Chargers offense is looking significantly better than the Dolphins so far. This is going to be a pass intended to the left, but that's going to be way incomplete. I think he was intending that one to go for Quentin Johnston, the rookie wide receiver, who ended up being I don't want to say he's a major bust yet, but at least based off of 1 year, he's looking like arguably the worst pick in the entire draft over this past season, but I guess we'll wait and see. Justin Herbert's looking for a pass on 2nd and 10 here. He's throwing this one to the right to Gerald Everett. He's going to be brought down by Jerome Baker. So pickup of 2 for Toxic in terms of the passing yards, plus the tackle solo. Jerome Baker is having himself a nice game so far. 3rd and 8. You got the Chargers lined up in the pistol formation. You got Keenan Allen on the right. Looks like he's going to get double coverage, so keep an eye out for Mike Williams here. Looks like Justin Herbert's going to be looking for a pass, but he's going to get pressured down and sacked by, I think that's Brandon Jones, the safety for the Dolphins. That's going to be a sack right there for the Dolphins, and this is going to force the Chargers to have to take a field goal. Let's see if Cameron Dicker can make it. Cameron Dicker in real life has had his struggles. Oh, it looks like they're not even going to try kicking the field goal. They're just going to punt. So it looks like the punt's going to go out from the midfield logo to the Dolphins about, looks like it should be landing at about the 7-yard line. Overall, could have been a better punt, but either way, it's not the worst punt I've ever seen. Still gets to the 7-yard line, still backs the Dolphins up quite a bit. I thought they'd at least attempt the field goal, but I guess they don't trust their kicker either. Here comes Tua back out. Booty Basher is still looking to earn some sort of points for his players here. They've been a real disappointment so far, giving Toxic Zenpai some really good life in his game. Here's Tua looking to the left. This one's intended for Tyreek Hill to the left, but that's going to be broken up by Asante Samuel, the cornerback 2 for the Chargers. And overall, this defense is just looking locked down around the board. You will see later in the season, though, the Chargers will trade away J.C. Jackson, which might hurt this defense a little bit, and some injuries might hurt, but for now, they're looking very good. Sending Raheem Mostert out to the left to line up as a receiver. Here comes Tua looking for a pass. He's looking down the middle. He's now looking to the middle side of the left. He's going to get this one complete for a pickup of about 6 to Raheem Mostert of Rictatorship. So overall, a pretty good play for Rictatorship and Booty Basher right there. I didn't get a chance to see who made the tackle, though. Maybe it was Eric Kendrick, seeing as that was lined up right in the middle of the field. Trips on the left, 2 wideouts on the right. See what Tua can do here in the shotgun formation. 3rd and 4. He's going to pass to the right. That's going to be caught, and that's going to be caught by Raheem Mostert. Rictatorship is having an absolute baller of a day. I'd say he's the biggest winner of the first quarter so far. His players, Raheem Mostert and Eric Kendricks, have each made quite a few plays. And so far, everybody else is kind of falling behind, I'd say. That takes us to the second quarter. So far, a low-scoring game. Thought it would be higher scoring. The Chargers have looked significantly better and more consistent than the Dolphins, though, but Raheem Mostert has been a nice shining light in what otherwise has been a dark tunnel for these Dolphins so far. 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Tua's looking for a pass. He's looking to the right. He's going to hit Dorman Smythe for a pickup of about 3 or 4. He's going to get 4 credited to it, and then he's going to get brought down pretty quickly after that, though. But if you're Booty Basher, you're happy to see something moving, because overall, Tua's just been playing like shit so far in this game. Granted, he has had a lot of injuries around him on this offense. 2nd and 6 from their own 24-yard line. This is going to be a handoff to Raheem Mostert up the middle. He's going to push forward for about 3, but there's a flag on the play. This is probably going to be called on a hold on the Dolphins. I didn't see who did it exactly because of the numbers, but either way, there's going to be a hold. And this one's going to be coming back. This one's going to be called on right guard Robert Hunt, who actually was surprisingly even higher ranked than Teron Armstead, their all-pro left tackle, when it comes to their blocking. That was a shocking fact for me, but I guess Robert Hunt's one of the more underrated guards in the league. Tua's looking for a pass here. He's looking down the middle. He's going to throw it towards the leftish side of the middle. He's going to get it to Dorman Smythe for a nice pickup from the 14 to about the 24, so a pickup of 10 right there. If you're Booty, you're happy to see that one. Brought down by a mix of Asante Samuel and Eric Kendricks, so maybe Rick Catership gets credited a tackle assist for that. But we'll see what happens on 3rd and 5 here. From their own 24-yard line, this is actually almost exactly where they would have been earlier. Looking for a pass to the right. He's trying. That's going to be another pick. He was trying for Jalen Waddle there, but that's going to be another pick for the Dolphins here. He's going to be brought down by Tyreek Hill, who's going to get that tackle solo for Pussy. I'm going to have to remember to not fuck Pussy over on that one with the 2 points he's deserved. But overall, that's another interception for Tua, playing like absolute dog shit in this game so far. Trips on the right. They have Austin Eckler lined up on the left side of Herbert. Looks like Herbert's going to look for a pass. He's looking towards the middle side of the field. He's going to hit Keenan Allen for a very nice pickup for Pussy. Looks like he's going to be brought down by a mix of David Long and a few other Dolphins, so maybe Toxic Zenpai gets credited a tackle solo or a tackle assist here. And the Chargers are now in the red zone, 1st and goal. Keep an eye on Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, and Austin Eckler, the 3 big players here owned by fantasy teams. This is going to be a handoff to the left for Austin Eckler, who's going to cut out further to the left. He's going to stiff arm and break a first tackle before being brought down after a pickup of about a yard. It looked like he got a lot more, but overall, it was all for nothing. Not nothing, per se, but he did get a yard. Jerome Baker of Toxic having himself a continual good game, making another tackle solo. I believe it was going to get credited to him anyway. This is going to be a handoff to Austin Eckler, this time to the right. He's going to get a few yards this time, not too many, but he's going to get a nice pickup of 3 for J-Bay. So let's see if the Chargers can do something here. They're almost certainly going to go for a pass. Knowing the Chargers, if this was real life, they would probably end up using Austin Eckler as bait to try to go for a screen. So keep an eye out for Austin Eckler on the screen here. And it looks like they're going to send Austin Eckler out, but they're already going to get this ball out past the right. This is going to be caught for a touchdown by Quentin Johnston, the rookie, already having himself a better season in like 3 drives than he had all season in real life. And that's a touchdown for Quentin Johnston, the rookie right there, and a touchdown for Toxic Zenpai nonetheless. On to attempt the extra point again is Cameron Dicker. The point is going to be up, and it's going to be good. Score is 14-0. So overall, Toxic Zenpai is the lone person who actually ends up getting a touchdown here. Quentin Johnston, surprisingly, of all the players that could have gotten that touchdown, is the one who ends up getting it. So that's a promising start for his rookie career in this Madden franchise we're doing. That pretty poor return right there by Braxton Berrios, losing about 8 yards he could have had if he just took the knee. And they're going to start the drive at their own 17-yard line. Tua's been playing like shit throughout this game so far, to say the absolute least. Let's see what they can do here. It's going to be a play action. Tua's going to look for a pass. He's going to look down the middle. That one's going to be caught by, I think that's Jalen Waddle of J-Bay for a pickup of 7. That's going to help J-Bay out quite a bit, but I don't think J-Bay is going to have a very good shot at winning his matchup just because he doesn't have any defensive players, but we can only wait and see. 2nd and 3 from their own 24. This is going to be another play action, and this time Tua is going to go down instantly, and he's going to fumble the ball and lose it. Oh my god. Tua probably has like -5 fantasy points at this point, if I'm not mistaken. He has 2 interceptions, one being a pick 6, and a fumble loss in this game. I think he has about 50 passing yards. He's got to have at least a few negative points by now. And this sets up Toxic Zenpai, J-Bay, and Pussy for another potential score in the end zone here. Keep an eye out for the 3 players I said, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler, and Keenan Allen here. Justin Herbert's going to pass this one to the right to Mike Williams. So overall, Toxic Zenpai is going to be pretty happy with that. A nice pickup of a first down, and his linebacker gets the tackle right there. So overall, a very good play for Toxic, but I think Toxic's hoping for a touchdown here. At the 4-yard line, watch out for Austin Eckler here. It looks like Miami's stacked in the box, so I think they're prepared for an Austin Eckler run. Let's see what they do. It's not going to be to Eckler. It's going to be to the fullback. I think his name is Xander Horvath, if I'm not mistaken. After a pickup of 2, that's not going to be a touchdown, but it's 2 yards closer to the end zone. That's another tackle for Jerome Baker. 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line. This is implying either a play action or a run with the 3 tight end set they have on the left. See what they end up doing. They're going to do a play action, or not a play action, a fake handoff, and this is going to be a rushing touchdown for Toxic Zenpai's Justin Herbert. Toxic Zenpai is probably pretty happy with that. Unfortunately, it didn't go to Mike Williams, but either way, Justin Herbert is having himself a very good game, and Booty Basher's having himself a very bad game with his players. So if you're Toxic Zenpai watching this video, you're very happy right now. On to attempt the extra point to go up by 3 touchdowns, and that's going to be up and good. Cameron Dicker's not missing anything so far today. 21-0. The Dolphins are just getting bullied in this game. The defense just hasn't been looking good. The offense keeps turning the ball over. The kick returns have been losing them yards. Everything has just looked poor for the Dolphins so far in this game. Here comes Berrios again to attempt the kick return. He's going to go to about the 20-yard line, and that's going to be another bad return, losing about 4 yards he could have had. So here comes Tua out yet again. Maybe try to get some sort of points for Booty Basher. This has been an absolute shit show for Booty Basher, who before this game was probably the guy who had better odds of winning against Toxic, but now I'd say his odds just plummeted. Let's see what Tua can do. He's going to throw this one to the left. That one's going to be incomplete. He throws this in a double coverage. Lucky that's not picked off by Asante Samuel. 2nd and 10 from their own 21-yard line. Tua has by far had the worst performance out of any quarterback we've seen, owned or not. 2nd and 10 from their own 21-yard line. Tua's going to look for a pass. The Chargers are sending the blitz. This one's going to go out to the left. Caught by Dorman Smythe. He's going to pick up about 7 or 8, and he's going to be brought down by Derwin James of Pussy for a nice tackle solo right there. So that helps Booty Basher a little bit, and it gives Pussy a nice 2-point tackle. That's going to take us to the 2-minute warning here. Both teams have all 3 timeouts, but the Chargers are just kicking the Dolphins' ass so far, to say the least. See if the Dolphins can put up something on the board here to go into halftime. 3rd and 2. See what the Dolphins can do. Dorman Smythe should be uncovered here. Let's see if Tua can find it. He's going to pass it to the left to Braxton Berrios, who's going to pick up the first down, but not much more after that. So overall, that's going to be a nice pickup of about 5 yards for Booty Basher. 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line. All timeouts remain. Chargers are sending an extra man blitz. This one's going to be past the right, intended for Tyreek Hill. That's going to be broken up and incomplete again. At least it stops the clock, though. 1:38. All 3 timeouts remain at their own 33-yard line. 2nd and 10. Lined up in the pistol formation. They have 3 receivers on the right. Looks like they have just 1 tight end on the left. I can't tell if there's a receiver out deep on the left or not. Tua's going to look for a pass. He's going to throw this one to the right. He's going to complete this one to Tyreek Hill for a pickup of 5. So if you're Pussy, you're pretty happy to see that. And it is overall a step in the right direction for Booty Basher. 3rd and 5. Let's see what the Dolphins can do here. They're going to look for another pass. He's going to throw this one to the right. This one's intended for, I think that's Dorman Smythe again, who's going to pick up the first down. Overall, very good play for Booty Basher right there. 1 minute left on the clock. Let's see if they use any of their timeouts. They will not. They're going to just snap the ball like it is. Tua's going to look for a pass. He's going to throw this one to the right. That one's going to be caught by Tyreek Hill of Pussy again for a nice pickup of 5. So Pussy overall is happy with the gains he's making so far with Tyreek Hill. Dorman Smythe should be uncovered right here as the Chargers send an extra man blitz again, which is exactly what happens, and it looks like the Dolphins are going to find it for a pickup of about 4.5. That one's actually complete to Braxton Berrios, not Dorman Smythe. 3rd and inches from the Chargers' 40-yard line. Let's see what the Dolphins do here. They're very close to field goal range. Looking for a pass is Tua. He's going to step up into the pocket. He's going to get sacked. I think that's Sebastian Joseph Day for the sack, pushing the Dolphins out of field goal range and setting up a 4th and 5. The Dolphins might just choose to take this one into the halftime unless the Chargers call a timeout. That looks like it's exactly what the Dolphins are going to do. They're just going to kill the clock here. They might choose to punt. Yeah, they're going to choose to punt just because the Madden AI is weird, but this probably isn't really going to mean anything. Yeah, the punt's going to go bounce out at the 1-yard line. For what it's worth, that was an absolutely perfect punt. It just doesn't matter in this game. And we're going to go ahead and skip halftime. So far, the biggest winners in this game so far are definitely Toxic Zenpai and Dictatorship. The biggest loser is definitely Booty Basher. Really, really struggling if you're Booty Basher here. Really good help for Toxic Zenpai, to say the least, in his match. And then you have Pussy, who's had a few nice plays by Derwin James as well. So that might be helping him in his matchup. But we'll just have to see what the final scores are at the end of the game, because it is kind of close on if Derwin James is really helping that much or not. Because keep in mind, Booty Basher or Pussy does have guys like Jason Sanders, who are kind of sitting here with nothing right now, really holding his points back, so that might hurt him a little bit. Plus, I think Keenan Allen doesn't have any catches yet. Justin Herbert's going to pass this one to the right. That one's going to be Quentin Johnson again for a nice pickup of 6. He's actually having himself a nice rookie career day so far. With 2, I think he has only 2 catches, but they've been pretty solid catches, to say the least. 2nd and 4 from their own 29-yard line. Keenan Allen still has been pretty quiet in this game. Let's see what they do here. Justin Herbert's looking for a pass. This one's going towards the right. This one's going to be thrown at the feet of Mike Williams, and that's going to be incomplete. A very bad pass by Justin Herbert, just his 2nd incompletion of the game, but overall that was pretty ugly, though. 3rd and 4 from their own 29-yard line. Let's see what these Chargers can do. You got Justin Herbert, who's going to look for another pass. He's looking down the middle. He's now going to throw this one to the right. That one's going to be caught by, I actually can't see the number, Quentin Johnson, making his 3rd catch of the game. He's quickly arising as one of Herbert's favorite targets so far. We'll see if this remains a trend throughout the season. 3 catches for 21 yards isn't necessarily a lot, but for a rookie as a wide receiver 3 on an offense this powerful, it's pretty impressive. Herbert's going to look for a pass to the left here. That one's going to be brought in by Keenan Allen for a pickup of 6 right there. Finally, he gets involved for Pussy. Pretty good news for Pussy. And a nice 6-yard pickup for Toxic Zenpai owning Justin Herbert. Looks like Austin Eckler is not even going to be lined up in the backfield. He's going to be lining up as a receiver here on 2nd and 4 at their own 45-yard line. This is going to be a pass to the right. This one's going to be intended for Gerald Everett, who's going to hang on to this ball. That's a very nice catch right there by Gerald Everett for a pickup of 5, brought down by Jerome Baker of Toxic Zenpai. So overall, pretty good play there. 5-yard pickup for passing and a tackle solo. 1st and 10 from the Dolphins' 49-yard line already. Looking for a pass is Justin Herbert. He's going to sling this one to the right. That one's going to be caught by Gerald Everett yet again. He's going to be brought down by Xavier Howard, who actually at the time of me recording this video literally just got released a few hours ago from the Dolphins. So he will not be a Dolphin next year. Same with Emmanuel Ogbah. But overall, that's a nice pickup for Toxic, getting another at least 13 yards on the pickup. Justin Herbert is lined up in the shotgun here. Let's see what they do here. They're going to look for a pass. Justin Herbert's going to step up into the pocket. He's now going to roll out to the left, and it looks like he's actually going to take a scramble. You don't see this too often out of Justin Herbert. He's going to pick up a nice 8-yard gain for Toxic Zenpai. I think Toxic's pretty happy about that. Toxic keeps the ball rolling, and overall it keeps killing clock and taking away a lot of opportunity from Booty Basher. 2nd and 2 from the Dolphins' 17-yard line. Let's see what the Chargers are going to do here. They're looking for a pass. He's going to throw this one towards the left side into double coverage, and that's going to be broken up, almost reeled in by Keenan Allen, surprisingly enough, but it's just not going to be caught. Overall, a poor decision by Justin Herbert, but Keenan Allen really did try, though. 3rd and 2 from the Dolphins' 17-yard line. They're already in field goal range, but let's see here. This could be a nice fantasy score to help quite a few teams out here. Herbert's going to pass this one to the left. That's actually a perfectly placed ball. Unfortunately, Keenan Allen just gets absolutely railed by Jalen Phillips, and he's not going to be able to hold this one in, and it looks like the Chargers are going to have to settle for a field goal. So 21-0, and the Chargers are actually going to go for this. This is surprising, but it looks like they're going to choose to go for it. Keep an eye on Austin Eckler. Keep an eye out for Gerald Everett on the right side seam, because they don't need much. They just need the first here. They're going to throw this towards the left. That's going to be a wide-ass open. I actually can't even see the number. Mike Williams for Toxic Zenpai. Another huge play for Toxic Zenpai. This game, if I do say so myself, it seems like it completely flipped the odds of the game for Toxic Zenpai and Booty Basher. Before this game, Booty Basher had 1 extra player and was winning by about 6 points. But now Toxic Zenpai is going to have a quite significant lead. He might have less players at the end of it, but the players he's having right now are doing great. I think Booty Basher's odds are completely slipping right now. But we'll see what the scores are looking like at the end of the game. But that's a 12-point plus play right there. Actually 13 at least, not even counting the yards for Toxic Zenpai. So that's huge. 28-0 is the score. Booty Basher, if he wants any chance in his matchup, is going to need something to happen in these final 2 quarters because this is too big of a game to just start choking like this. But we'll see what happens. It is interesting. The Chargers keep having Derwin James lining up in the special teams unit, so that could help Pussy get some bonus tackles every so often, like you saw at the beginning of the game. Like maybe right here, he misses the tackle, though. This is going to be a pretty solid return, getting back to about the 27, 28-yard line. So overall, a good kick return there for Braxton Berrios. And here comes Tua for Booty Basher. First and 10 at their own 28-yard line, down 28 points in this game. This is going to be a handoff to the left to Raheem Mostert, who's going to run right into Khalil Mack, the former Chicago Bear, but he's going to keep fighting. He's going to run right over him. Yeah, it's going to be a nice pickup of 2 after some really strong fighting for the yards, and it looks like Eric Kendricks might be the guy to finally get credited in the tackle solo. So another very good play for Dictatorship as well. 2nd and 8 at their own 30-yard line. Here comes Raheem Mostert back into the backfield. The Dolphins are going to be looking for a pass here. Tua's looking down the middle. He's going to throw this towards the left hash of the field, and that's going to be thrown at the toenails of Tyreek Hill. If you're Pussy, you got to be pretty frustrated watching this because overall your players aren't playing bad. Unfortunately, the quarterback is just playing like shit. 3rd and 8. The Dolphins, you got to imagine, are going to be looking for a pass here. Got to keep an eye at the midfield logo. That's going to be what's going to be open, what Tua's looking for. It looks like they're going to be doing a quick comeback route, but that's going to be incomplete, intended for Jalen Waddle. J.C. Jackson making a very nice defensive stop. And that's going to force the Dolphins to a 4th down. They're just going to end up punting it here. Maybe this is a chance for Austin Eckler of J-Bay to finally go out there and get some Pat-statting fantasy points. Punt's going to go to about the Chargers' 25-yard line. He's going to return it up the middle. He's going to get a nice pickup of almost 15 yards there. He's going to get credited 15 yards right there. And that's going to get the Chargers very nice field possession to kick this off. Mike Williams is having himself a pretty good day for Toxic Zenpai, having about 13 points already, with quite a bit of time left in this game. 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. It's going to be a handoff to Austin Eckler of J-Bay, who's going to run up the middle before being brought down by a mix of Jerome Baker and he's not actually going to get brought down. He's going to get brought down by Javon Holland after a pickup of 7. Austin Eckler somehow made it out of all that. So Toxic, I don't think is going to get credited anything for that, but overall, J-Bay is going to get the pickup of 7, though. Let's see here, 2nd and 3. This is going to be another handoff to Austin Eckler, this time to the right. He's going to fight forward. He's going to get the 1st down, and then he's going to be brought down by a mix of Dolphins, including Xavier Howard. Overall, that's going to help J-Bay a little bit with a few yards there. 1st and 10. I think Christian Wilkins of Karen's husband has not scored any points yet this game either. I could be mistaken, but Karen's husband's team is just really performing poorly here in Week 1. Herbert's looking for a pass. Austin Eckler's not even running a route. This is going to be caught by Keenan Allen. Finally, they're able to hook up on a nice play. That's going to be a nice pickup of 10. Actually, that's going to be a pickup of 20. My mistake. That's going to be a nice pickup. Or not 20. That's going to be a pickup of almost 10. So it's going to be 2nd inches. I think they'll get credited the 10 yards from a fantasy point of view, but it's not going to be a 1st down, though. 2nd inches from the Dolphins' 40-yard line. I can only imagine this goes to Eckler, but we'll see. No, they're going to look for a pass towards the middle into double coverage, and that's a horrible decision by Justin Herbert. 3rd and inches again. See what the Chargers can do here. Like I said, you can only imagine this goes to Austin Eckler here. You have such a good running back there. You got to try to use him in these situations. This is going to be a handoff for Austin Eckler, who's going to get the 1st down and quite a few more yards. A tackle assist is probably going to get credited to Toxic Zenpai as well, so I think Toxic's pretty happy with that, and so is J-Bay. Granted, J-Bay would never set his team, so I don't think he cares, but still. You guys get the point. 3 tight ends set on the right. This implies it's going to be a run. Let's see what they choose to do. It is going to be a run. He's going to run towards the right. He's going to cut inside. And look at that. Karen's husband is going to get credited some sort of points here because I believe Christian Wilkins was the first one making that tackle. So J-Bay is going to pick up a few yards for the play, and then Karen's husband is also potentially going to get a tackle assist there. for Christian Wilkins. 2nd and 7. The Chargers look like they're going to actually take the playoffs. This is going to be a read option to the left for Justin Herbert, who's going to get brought down by a mix of Dolphins after a pickup of maybe a yard, but that's about it. And this is going to take us to the fourth quarter. Overall, this has just been a shit show for the Dolphins pretty much around the board. Hopefully it gets better as the season goes on once they become more healthy, but for now, the Chargers are just having their way with them around the board. See what the Chargers do here. 3rd and 7. Looking for a pass is Justin Herbert. He's going to throw this one towards the deep left. That one's going to be caught by Keenan Allen. No, he had his foot out of bounds apparently. It looked like at first glance he had his feet in, but I guess not. It looks like the Chargers are going to have to settle for a field goal. Yeah, they're going to kick the field goal here to make the score 31-0 in what would be our biggest blowout of the season so far. Attempting the field goal here. Kick is up. And that kick is good. 31-0. Absolute shit show of a game to say the least. I thought this would be a lot higher scoring for the Dolphins, but nope, they don't want to make this competitive. Right now we're just here to score fantasy points, I guess. Speaking of which, Booty will get another chance or two to try to get Tua out there to do something, but it just hasn't happened so far. On for the kick return is going to be Braxton Berrios, who's just going to take the knee. 6 minutes, 53 seconds in the clock. At this point, the Dolphins really don't have a realistic shot in hell of winning this game. Even if the NFL is scripted or not, you just can't really find a way to script a win here. This is just too far gone. You're not going to have a lead blown like this in 7 minutes, to be honest. See what the Dolphins choose to do with their time, though. They're going to look for a screen to Raheem Mostert, so Dictatorship continues to get fed some points. And overall, Raheem Mostert's going to fight forward and get a nice pickup for a first down before being brought down after a pickup of about 13 by a mix of Chargers. So Dictatorship's continuing to have a very good game. Toxic's continuing to have a very good game. Everybody else is either mid to disappointing. Tua's looking for a pass here. Tua's looking down the middle. He's now rolling out to the left, getting pressured by Khalil Mack. He's going to throw this to the left. That one's going to be caught and railed in by Dorman Smythe, who seems like his only receiver he can get the ball to for a pickup of 4. If you're Booty, it's really not much, but it's something. I'm sorry, that's actually Eric Saubert, the backup tight end. 2nd and 6 from their own 42-yard line, looking for a pass here is Tua Tagovailoa. He's looking to the left this time, and he's going to miss Braxton Berrios on a wide-open pass. Tua's just playing like shit so far. Like I said, I think Tua is by far the biggest disappointment of Week 1 so far. Lining up in the I formation for 3rd and 6. Let's see what the Dolphins end up doing here. Tua's going to look for a pass. He's looking towards the left. He's going to throw it to the left. This is going to be Dorman Smythe for a nice pickup for a first down. He's going to fall over a few Chargers for a first down, to say the least. And yeah, he seems like just about the only guy on this fucking team that can catch so far. 1st and 10, lined up in the pistol formation from the Chargers' 45-yard line. Their first chance to potentially maybe score in this game. We'll find out. Tua's going to look for a pass to the right. This is going to be Dorman Smythe yet again, who's going to be brought down by, I forget what his name was. It was something Davis for a pickup of 5. But either way, Dorman Smythe remains up. The fucking only guy who can catch the ball. 5 catches for 49 yards is literally half the receiving core right now. 2nd and 5 from the 40-yard line of the Chargers. Looking for a pass is Tua Tagovailoa. He's going to throw it deep down the middle. He's going to miss Tyreek Hill. That could have been a touchdown if he lands that. Horrible game so far for Tua Tagovailoa. Tyreek Hill is now mouthing off to Alani Gilman. 3rd and 5. You should have Tyreek Hill wide open for a quick pass here if you're Tua, but let's see if he finds it. He probably won't. Tua is going to be looking down the middle. This is going to be caught by Jalen Waddle of J-Bay before being brought down by Eric Kendricks of Dictatorship. Dictatorship's continuing to have himself a good game. Jalen Waddle's having a nice catch to somewhat help J-Bay in his otherwise poor performance in this game so far. 4 minutes left on the clock. Let's keep an eye on Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, and Raheem Mostert, the big players here involved for the fantasy side of things. Tua is going to step up into the pocket. He's going to roll out to the left now. He's going to run right into Khalil Mack, and they're lucky that's not considered a fumble. If this was real life, that would have definitely been a fumble for Khalil Mack. But either way, this D-line, specifically Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa and Sebastian Joseph Day, to be honest, pretty much everybody, has been an absolute nightmare for the Dolphins without Teron Armstead there. 2nd and 10 from the Chargers' 13-yard line. They should have Braxton Berrios on an out route if they're smart here, but let's see if they find it. Tua's going to drop back. He's getting pressured by Morgan Fox. He's going to throw this one to the right. This one's going to be incomplete. That was intended for Raheem Mostert of Rick Catership. 3rd and 10. Will the Dolphins or Booty Basher in general get any type of points here to salvage the day? Raheem Mostert is now winded, so he's going to be missing a lot of his stamina here for this play, but we'll see what happens. 3rd and 10, looking for the pass. Tua's looking down the middle. He's throwing down the middle. And this is going to be caught for a touchdown for Braxton Berrios. So this is going to help Booty Basher keep the game realistically close against Toxic Zenpai. Still, even with this touchdown, Toxic Zenpai is still in a much better situation than Booty Basher is in their direct contest after this game. But that touchdown definitely helps Booty Basher on to attempt the extra point to maybe get Jason Sanders something for Pussy. And that's going to be up and good, so that's a whole point credited to Pussy. So there you go. If you're watching this tack, I hope you really enjoy that 1 point. It really just came up clutch for you. I basically lost at this point. Now they're going to attempt the onside kick. Let's see what the Dolphins do here. Onside kick is going to be recovered by the Chargers. It is very rare to see the bots actually recover an onside kick whenever they're the ones kicking it. But the Chargers are going to have the ball right at the 41-yard line already. And, yeah, the Dolphins, like I said, really don't have a chance in this game. The Chargers are just going to run clock out here. So expect some Austin Eckler runs for J-Bay. Let's just see what he can make of them. This is going to be a run to the left. He's going to run right into Kyle Phillips, but he's going to break a tackle. He's going to maybe break a second one, but he's going to only get a yard before being brought down. But he did fight hard for that yard for whatever it's worth. So J-Bay gets 1 yard of padding stats a little bit. And the Chargers are going to keep killing clock here. 2nd and 9. This time a handoff to the right. He's going to be brought down by Christian Wilkins for a tackle for loss. That's going to definitely help Karen's husband because overall Christian Wilkins hasn't done shit in this game. But finally he's going to get a tackle for loss to get a few points out of what's otherwise been nothing. 3rd and 10 for the Chargers. They might end up choosing to pass here. Let's see if they end up just giving a handoff to take it to the 2-minute warning. Looks like they're going to go for the pass. They're going to look for the screen past Austin Eckler. That's going to be of J-Bay. So that's going to be a nice pickup for Austin Eckler of about 5 or 6 maybe. They're going to credit him 6 yards for J-Bay, so that's a good play for him. And then Toxic also gets the 6-yard pass. But past that, that's about it. That's probably just going to line up a field goal attempt maybe. I don't think he'll make this field goal. That looks like it's a little bit out of range. If I'm the Chargers, I'd probably just punt here, but either way, we'll see if Cameron Dicker can make it. I don't think he will be able to, though, because he's just such a inconsistent bad kicker, but we'll see. The kick is going to be up, and the kick is going to be good. That's surprising. I actually didn't think he'd make it. Oh, man. What are we doing here? It looked like the kick was good. I think it was good. No, the kick was not good. Am I going crazy, or was that kick not good? It looked like it went right through the fucking uprights. That's what I was saying. Oh man, because I was pretty confused there. Looking for the pass is going to be Tua Tagovailoa though. Looking down the middle to Dorman Smythe for a pickup of about 6 or 7. Again, Dorman Smythe and Raheem Mostert, the entire offense. Nobody else exists at this point. 2 minutes is ticking down. Booty Basher's just trying to get some sort of fantasy points to salvage everything here, like I said. See what ends up happening. Tua's looking for a pass again. Looking to the left this time. Caught. Or no, it's incomplete. Can't even hit Tyreek Hill. Poor pussy. If you're Tack watching this, watching all the incompletions of Tyreek Hill, he's probably dropped it at least 5 times now, or had bad balls at least 5 times now. 3rd and 4 from their own 48-yard line. Tua's looking for a pass here. He's looking to the left. He's now going to look towards the rightish side. He's now throwing towards the left. He's going to finally hit Tyreek Hill. No, that's Jalen Waddle. Oh, my God, poor pussy. At least Derwin James gets the tackle. Derwin James is going to get the tackle solo for pussy, worth 2 points there. And Jalen Waddle's going to get quite a few points. And then Booty Basher for Tua Tagovailoa is going to get quite a few points in terms of the yardage, but other than that, it's been a shit show. Maybe he can get another touchdown here to keep things close with Toxic. Tua's looking for the pass. He's going to throw this to the left. That's going to be Braxton Berrios, I believe, for a pickup of a yard, and they're going to call a timeout. Let's see what the Dolphins do here. Keep an eye on Tyreek Hill. Keep an eye on Jalen Waddle and Raheem Mostert. Tua's looking for a pass here. He's looking to the right. That's going to be incomplete. 3rd and goal at the 4-yard line. A touchdown could go a long way for Booty here. He absolutely needs it. There are still quite a few games and quite a lot of players left to be played, but still, like I said, the amount of good things that happen for Toxic Zenpai in this game are really going to run off if Booty doesn't catch up here. Tua's looking for a pass, 3rd and 4. Tua's going to roll out to the left. Looks like he's going to try to just throw this one away. Very stupid decision there nonetheless, but either way, it's going to be 4th and goal at the 4-yard line. Let's see if the Dolphins choose to go for it or if they just take the field goal. If you're pussy, you'd probably be happy with either just because of the fact that you have Tyreek Hill. But you also have the kicker here, so it's an interesting situation. Now you got the Dolphins going for it. 4th and goal at the 4. Looks like they're going to go for a pass. They're going to look down the middle. Tua is going to roll out towards the right, trying to get away from Khalil Mack. He's going to get pressured, but he's going to get the pass off, and that's going to be incomplete, broken up by Derwin James. If you're pussy, you absolutely deserve the pass deflect there, but I don't know if Madden will credit it to you or not. And with that all being said and done, this should be enough to end the game as long as they don't safety themselves. But it looks like they're not going to take the kneel down quite yet. This is going to be a handoff to Austin Eckler towards the middle. He's going to run for a nice pickup of about 10 yards there to help J-Bay pad a little bit of stats, earn himself a next extra point or so, a nice extra point to say the least. Looks like the Dolphins aren't going to bother using their timeouts at this point, so the Chargers are probably just going to end this game. Maybe they'll choose to be dicks and get one snap off. We'll see. Nope, that's the end of the game, folks. 31-7. Absolute shit show. And overall, Booty Basher definitely came back at the end against Toxic Senpai, making things a little bit better than they were, but to say the least, it was still a very, very lopsided help for Toxic Senpai. Tua Tagovailoa, 21 for 38. He threw 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 1 being an interception for a touchdown, so a pick 6. He also lost a fumble. Justin Herbert went 15 for 21, going 71% on his completion rating. 2 touchdowns thrown as well. 2 also had a 47-yard completion, so that'll count as a bonus as well. In terms of the running, Austin Eckler went 11 for 41. Having an okay game, just a bit under average to be honest, but overall not horrible. Raheem Mostert went 4 for 40, so in the few carries he had, he did very well. You had Justin Herbert go 3 for 11, getting Toxic a few extra brownie points there in terms of the yards, plus the very nice touchdown. In terms of receiving, Dorman Smythe went 6 for 55. Braxton Berrios 5 for 26 and a touchdown. Gerald Everett 4 for 40. Keenan Allen 3 for 35. Mike Williams 3 for 44 and a touchdown. Jalen Waddle 3 for 81. Quentin Johnston 3 for 21 and a touchdown. Tyreek Hill 3 for 20. Raheem Mostert 3 for 26. Austin Eckler 2 for 16. And Eric Saubert a catch for 4. Defensively, Jerome Baker of Toxic Zenpai had 5 tackles solo, 4 tackles assist, a pretty good game for him. Michael Davis, the corner for the Chargers, had 5 tackles solo, 2 tackle assists. Eric Kendricks of Dictatorship. I didn't realize he actually was one of the guys who got a sack, but that's a very nice play for him, getting 5 tackles solo, 3 tackles assist, a tackle for loss, and a sack, not to mention the forced fumble here for Eric Kendricks. So overall, a very nice game for him. You had J.C. Jackson go out there and have 6 tackles on the game total, as well as an interception against Tua. You had a pass deflect for Juwan Holland and 7 tackles on the game, 4 tackles on the game, and a pass deflect for Derwin James. David Long had 6 tackles on the game. You had Brandon Jones go out there and get a sack and a tackle for loss as well. Xavier Howard had 3 tackles on the game. Nick Needham with 4. Tuli Tuapuluto, I'm not even going to try pronouncing that guy's name ever again, with 1 tackle. Michael Jaquette had 2. A pass deflect for Asante Samuel. Cater had 2 tackles on the game. Aloy Gilman had 4. You had a tackle for loss on 2 tackles on the game for Christian Wilkins. You had Sebastian Joseph Day go out there and get a sack. Other than that, I don't really think there's anything big worth mentioning here. Oh yeah, Tyreek Hill actually had a tackle assist. He did not get the tackle solo, but that's going to be a bonus point towards Pussy to help him out a little bit. And other than that, there isn't really much to mention. Let's just double check to see who got the fumble recovery and the interceptions. Austin Johnson had the fumble recovery, so that's not really going to help anyone. And then in terms of the interceptions, I know it was J.C. Jackson and who else was it? I think I already passed him up. It was J.C. Jackson for sure. Oh yeah, Joey Bosa had the pick six. I forgot. In terms of your kicking, you had Jason Sanders make one whole extra point for Pussy, and that is about it. That was pretty much the game. You had nothing really going on with the punt returns or the kick returns when it comes to fantasy points or anything like that. Overall, a lot of players didn't score as much as they probably could or should have, but nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. I'll probably make another video tomorrow. We'll just wait and see. Either way, I think we're down to our last 4 games left of the week 1 for this series. That's not going to be the end of the series, obviously. We're still going to go throughout the whole season, but in terms of week 1, we're going down to the final few